The following Monday, while walking to school, I spotted someone walking around the back of the school, which kind of looked like. I'd only seen him from a distance before. However, I thought maybe he was the same kid who had been spying on me last week. That particular day in English class, I got in trouble, because I had done the wrong homework assignment. My teacher had instructed me that at the end of the school day, I was to return to class. I nearly forgot to. I was on my way out the front doors when I remembered. Boy, I would hate to think what would have happened if I hadn't showed up. As it turned out, my teacher only gave me a warning and said that I had to turn in the missing assignment the following day before the start of school or I would get an automatic failing grade on the assignment. She also said that if it happens again, then I would lose a full letter grade for each day that an assignment is late. Boy, I was relieved, because I was expecting to have to do lines or stay for detention or something like that. Actually, I had already completed the assignment during math class, but I wasn't going to tell my teacher that. I decided to wait until the following morning to hand it in. Therefore, I was a little late leaving school, and when I walked out of the doors, there was maybe 7 or 10 students left out there. I slung my backpack over my right shoulder and started for home. Sure enough, as I neared that point where I'd sensed someone watching me before, I saw that same boy. However, this time he wasn't even trying to hide himself from me. He was leaning against that same tree and looking in the opposite direction. I guess he was wondering where I was or how he had missed seeing me today. Anyway, I decided that it was time to confront him. I ducked low and did a sort of duck walk behind the parked cars until I reached a point where I could cross the street with very little chance of being seen. Once on his side, I found it more difficult to sneak up on him, as there wasn't as much cover to duck behind. I was less than 30 feet away, hiding behind a large metal trash can that smelled like old pee. I pinched my nose closed and gave him a quick scan. He was wearing blue jeans with the knees torn out, that same jersey shirt I'd seen him in before, and dark-colored shoes. He seemed to be watching intently toward the other direction, as if he expected me to come from that way. As I stood up to try to get closer, I accidentally bumped the trash can with my knee. The boy heard me, looked right at me, and then took off running in the opposite direction. I didn't chase after him because I had got close enough to see his face clearly. I was right, I had seen him that morning going behind the school, and now that I had his face in my head, it was just a matter of time before I would spot him at school. However, I didn't see him at school or after school for a long time, and believe me, I was trying to. I even asked a couple of my teachers if they knew who he was, but from my description, they didn't have a clue as to his identity.